The Atlanta Falcons are apparently going to sign Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal. So today, we are going to be rebuilding this Falcons team with Kirk Cousins and Darnell Mooney and some upcoming draft picks. And honestly, this team's looking pretty good. But this could be a very, very challenging rebuild. We have no pass rushers, and this isn't exactly the youngest team in the world. There are some young players, but there are some older pieces that we're going to have to replace. So this should be a super, super interesting rebuild, especially to build around the massive contract that they gave Kirk Cousins. So get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. This should be a lot of fun. And super quick, let's see if we can get to 3,000 likes on this video. We've been hitting that lately. And if we can, I have another rebuild planned with a free agent that got recently signed that I will have come out tomorrow that I think y'all would really enjoy. So again, be sure to leave a like on the video to let me know that y'all want to see that. And let me know any rebuild idea y'all have down below. I'm assuming most of the comments are going to be, you know, recent free agent signings, like rebuild the Eagles with Saquon Barkley or stuff like that. So let me know those suggestions down below or any rebuild ideas you have, because I'll give you a shout out. But last thing, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to hit 50K soon. We are very close. There are going to be a ton of fun rebuilds coming up, as I've been saying. All the free agent moves, big draft picks, all that kind of stuff. So be sure to subscribe. Plus, it'll make you an OG of the channel for when we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers. Definitely. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. So obviously, this roster's a little bare bones. Like, we only have 2 good receivers currently under contract. So we'll try to make some free agent moves. Let's get into the offseason, and let's see if there are any other free agents we want to add to this team. But here we are in free agency, and let's see who else we want to add. The Falcons could be done with major moves. Maybe. I kind of do want to look for a pass rusher, though. Okay, well, I guess Danielle Hunter probably got re-signed by the Vikings in this world, which is interesting. We could go for Jadeveon Clowney, though. He is pretty expensive. I don't know if I should do that. We might just draft somebody there, because this team is going to get really expensive. Okay, we won't do that. I think we're going to look at a pass rusher with our first pick. God, regular Madden ratings are so fucking weird. I mean, I guess these players have developed a little bit, but do they have Gabe Davis at like an 83 or something? Interesting. I think we'll actually just wait to the draft to get a third receiver. But let's see what we want to do with our first pick. What the hell? Why are Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors still available at number 8? The player I wanted here is Dallas Turner. He's gone. What happened? Okay, Joe Alt's gone. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s gone. Both Jared Verse and Dallas Turner are gone. Brock Bowers is gone. And Drake May is gone. All those guys got taken before Caleb Williams. There's nothing wrong with Madden draft logic. Nothing at all. Well, I might do something goofy here. I'm going to take Caleb Williams and I'm going to trade him for Dallas Turner. Because I'm just going to chalk this up to an EA moment. I'll just like clear our cap penalty or something for both teams. I don't know. We'll see what we do. But this Caleb Williams is like the highest rated quarterback in the class too, with a better dev trait than Drake May. We'll get it figured out. But now in the second round, we'll do something normal here. There's still some really good receivers available. Okay, what is happening? Brian Thomas doesn't show up in the full list, but if you go to the receivers, he is still here. This is the worst Madden draft I have ever seen. I'm not going to take one of these guys because I don't think it's realistic, and this is a realistic rebuild. I think I'll stick to one of these 3. In one of the Falcons rebuilds I did, we added Ladd McConkey, so I think we'll go with Keon Coleman here. I don't think I've ever had him in a rebuild. So let's take him. Hidden dev, sounds good. And let's go with Chris Abrams-Drain. I like him a lot. I think he'll start for us this year, although we do have Clark Phillips. This team only has like 5 corners on the roster currently, so let's just make a really good corner group. Let's go with Chris Abrams-Drain. Another hidden dev, 92 speed, 93 excel. We'll take it. But let's get everything figured out here. I'm curious what happened. All right, well, it still shows Caleb Williams here, but we did some things to get Dallas Turner. This is supposed to be a realistic rebuild, and the way that happened wasn't exactly realistic. Caleb Williams still available at number 8, but Keon Coleman's decent. He's a 74 with hidden dev. Chris Abrams-Drain is a 73. We kind of got like players I'm higher on because we also got Jacob Coing in the 6th round. I like him. Past the 3rd round, it was pretty much just depth picks as it usually is in drafts. But let's forget that draft ever happened, and let's get into year 1. I'm gonna mess up a lot of what I'm trying to say today. My voice and brain is cooked after yesterday's stream. I don't know why. But here we are heading into year 1. Something I want to say is I forgot Keon Coleman ran like a 4.61, so maybe I don't like him as much as I was thinking. Damn, he's younger than me. That I always hate to see that. He should probably have more like 86 speed, 87 excel, but we'll leave it for now. This rebuild's off to a great start. Again, mush brain is my excuse. But I mean, this offense is looking really nice. An 85 overall, good offensive line, good weapons, pretty good quarterback, and our defense is really young. Our D-line is a little old, and the depth isn't, well, the depth is fine, but most of the starters here are 25 or 6 or younger. So this team's looking pretty good. But let's get to the midseason point and we will see how we're doing. Okay, well, we are 4-3 at the midseason. Pretty good. Our defense is really bad. I guess it could be worse. We only have an 81 overall defense. We're doing about as well as we should right now. Our points per game aren't great on offense, and I wish we had a better pass game, but overall for yards, we have the 8th best offense, 22nd defense. That's fine. At least it's not the other way around. But who are we going to have to re-sign this year? Ooh, AJ Terrell, Drew Dahlman, D. Alford. Interesting. Okay. Well, AJ Terrell isn't interested. This is a long deal. I don't know if I want to give him 6 years, but I guess we'll pretend this is like 3. He'll be around for the rest of the rebuild either way, so we'll offer him this 6 years, 103. We'll pretend it's like 3 years, 51 and a half. I just know he wouldn't take that, so let's offer this to him, and he does take it. Drew Dahlman, we will offer 3 years, 22.5 mil, and he doesn't take it. But D. Alford, let's try to bring him back. He is actually interested. Will he actually be interested, though? We'll offer him neutral, 2 years, 9.4 mil, and he does take it. Okay, cool. That's very cheap. I think that's all we're gonna do here. We'll have the 5th year for Drake London. We'll pick that up, and hopefully we can get Drew Dahlman back because he isn't very expensive. We'll see. We very well could collapse this year, so hopefully we don't, but let's get to the end of the season and we will see what happens. Okay, and we finished 11-6. We definitely did not fall off. We were very good this year. We actually ended up with a good defense, which is a little unrealistic because we only have an 83 overall defense, but we do have an 87 overall offense now. Our offense is looking very good. And I mean, it really wouldn't take too many moves to get this defense looking as good as our offense. Also, Dallas Turner is superstar dev. We'll take that. I think he was our only superstar, but it's definitely better than nothing. But let's check out the season stats here. KIRK Cousins finished with almost 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 8 picks. That's about right. KIRK Cousins puts up really good stats, usually. Bijan finished with almost 1,600 yards, 4.8 per carry, 8 touchdowns, 15 touchdowns for Tyler Algier. Only 3.9 per carry, but that's a lot of touchdowns. And Darnell Mooney was our leading receiver with 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. I definitely like him more as an outside receiver, but he was our slot guy this year just because I feel like I think he has the most slot experience out of anyone here, but it definitely worked out. And almost 1,000 yards for Drake London, 11 touchdowns. I wish he had more of a season like Mooney had, but that's fine. Maybe Mooney can get superstar dev. We'll see. Kyle Pitts was okay. Keon Coleman didn't do a whole lot as a rookie. The blocking was pretty good. Drew Dahlman definitely wasn't great, but the rest of the line held up very well. Nate Landman led the team with 103 tackles for loss. 14 for Ebiketie, 12 for Turner and Onyemata in sacks, 12 and a half for Dallas Turner as a rookie. Damn. And thankfully he did that because our next closest was Grady Jarrett with 4. How was this a good defense? Arnold Ebiketie had a sack and a half. I get he hasn't been good, but he hasn't been that bad. And we had 5 total picks. We had 2 for Alford and 2 for Terrell, 1 for Helms, and that's it. How was this a good defense? We had 3 fumble recoveries. All 3 of them went for exactly 1 yard. Interesting. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Drake May on the Broncos at number 5. It was a weird draft. KIRK Cousins at number 9. Isaiah Pacheco wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Max Crosby. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Drake May on the Broncos. This was such a weird first year. These teams are so interesting. The players up here are kind of weird. I don't know. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kool-Aid McKinstry. I am checking the AFC. I'm stupid. Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb. Bijan at number 8. Defensive Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald. Dallas Turner at number 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Michael Penix for the Saints. That's something. Keon Coleman at number 9, and Defensive Rookie of the Year does go to Dallas Turner. Okay. Chris Abrams-Drain at number 8. I don't know why that took me so long to realize, but eventually I did at least. But we have a breakout DB scenario heading into the wild card. DeMarco Hellams, that could be interesting. We'll see. But we are going to be taking on our division rival, the only 81 overall Carolina Panthers. So we should be able to take them, but will we is the big question. Let's simulate it out and let's see what happens here. Okay, we do. We win 28-24 over the Panthers. It was maybe closer than it should have been, but at least we get a win. And DeMarco Hellams does get star dev. That's cool. How much XP? 5,000, we'll take it. Oh yeah, and we had a first of many that I accidentally clicked when we got to the start of the week. And I also accidentally picked guarantee win, but I guess it happened, so we'll take it. Double points. So clever. Thanks, EA. We have some upgrades, though. Probably one for Hellams, I would guess. Okay, yeah, he does get one. Also, Kyle Pitts is going to be up to a 90 overall. Let me give a second to yap here. I'm recreating my custom rosters because for whatever reason, EA doesn't let you cut players if they're injured. I mean, I know you have to come to a settlement in real life if they're on IR, but why is that a thing in the game? I get it in franchise. That would be fine. But just in the roster creator, you can't cut or trade injured players. It's so weird to me. So I'm having to recreate them now that they took all the injuries away. And something weird is it'll say players have certain dev traits, and then I'll load up those rosters and they'll be different in franchise. Like I moved Kyle Pitts down to superstar because when I loaded this up, he had X Factor, and in the rosters, he only has star. So I don't know. I don't know what to do there. I thought it would also give me updated dev traits, but it's still the old ones that my other rosters had for whatever reason. I don't know. This is certainly a game of all time. That's for sure. Anyways, little ramble over. We are going to be taking on the 12-5, 90 overall San Francisco 49ers. So let's say goodbye to our season. No, we smoke them. 31-15. Overall works in the opposite direction. The higher overall team you are, the worse you will do. But we are going to be taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, the 49ers usually do suck in this game, despite having a good roster. The Cowboys, as we all know, are way too good in this game. We get an upgrade for Matt Bergeron, though, we'll take it. But let's see if we can move on to a Super Bowl in year 1. Of course not. Okay, we didn't deserve to win that. They were an 88 overall, but, you know, I was hoping with, with the upset that happened last week, maybe we could again. But it's going to be the classic, the one that always happens, Cowboys and Chiefs, of course. And the Chiefs win 24-19, so they beat us just to go lose in the Super Bowl. But we get 4 upgrade points for Dallas Turner. That might be the most I've ever seen for a single award. He's now up to X Factor. Let's see if we got any other dev traits. Maybe Darnell Mooney? Surprisingly, no. It looks like Jake Matthews retired, and yeah, no other dev increases. But hey, we'll take X Factor. I won't complain about that. But we have a hole at left tackle now. So let's get into this offseason, and unlike the Seattle Seahawks in real life, let's try to fix the problems with the roster here. But we'll pick up the 5th year for Drake London, obviously. Drew Dahlman, I want back. He wasn't that good. We do have a lot of money, though, still. We'll just offer him neutral. We'll go 2 years, 17 mil, and he does take it. Okay, cool. Didn't he reject player friendly? Or no, he rejected neutral, but I upped the money, so it was probably almost player friendly. I don't know. I know the Falcons signed Charlie Werner to what, like a 3-year deal? But again, for whatever reason, outside of franchise, you can't customize contracts. So it automatically signed him to a 1-year deal, and I couldn't change that. I don't know. He doesn't take that. We'll just pretend we cut him or something. I don't know. I don't know. But let's see who's going to be available in free agency. I guess Charlie Warner isn't a make or break player for this rebuild, though, so it's fine. Ooh, that is a very high overall for Dre Greenlaw. This is something. We definitely need a left tackle, though. Garrett Bowles is a little old. Maybe we should just draft one. Is that risky? We'll offer him a 1-year neutral deal. He's not interested, but we'll see what happens there. And other than him, maybe a D lineman. I'd rather just draft one, though. We definitely need a pass rusher, but who do I want? I don't think Odafe Owe is very good in this game. Not great. I guess better than Ebiketie was, but still not great. Khalil Mack is here, and he is usually very good in this game. You know what? We'll get old. We'll make this team old but good. Let's sign Khalil Mack to a 1-year deal. Based off his last year in real life, this is pretty cheap, but we'll offer him that, and I think that... I think that's it. We could go for a safety, but Rayshawn Jenkins is an 80. Marcus Epps is a 79. Damn. But I think we'll just stick with DeMarco Hellams for now at safety. We could also end up drafting one. We'll see. But let's see if these two players want to sign. Again, two old players, an average age of 35 and a half or 33 and a half. Let's see if they want to sign. And Khalil Mack does. Garrett Bowles doesn't, though. Should we go a player-friendly 1 year? I mean, that wouldn't hurt. We could even go very player-friendly if we wanted to. I just don't. But if it's just a 1 year, it literally doesn't matter how much we give him. We could give him 60 mil and it would still not really affect us too much. Not that I would do that, but we're not really spending this money on much else. But let's see if he wants to take this deal, and he does. But let's get to the draft and we will see who we want to take and what pick we have. We're gonna have a pretty bad pick, either 29 or 30. But here in the draft, we pick at number 29, of course. And what do we want to do with this pick? The Bears also have another number 1 overall pick. Almost like they maybe should have taken a quarterback with that pick last year. Trey Springs. This QB is still available. I mean, obviously we're not going to take him, but he doesn't look bad. There's still 4 first-round QBs left. That's something. And I definitely want a D lineman. Gilbert Monroe looks pretty good, but the one I like is Antoine Beck. He's 6'4", 280, so he could like kind of be the Calais Campbell role. I guess we don't have Ryan Nielsen anymore, but damn, that sucks. That's a bad loss for this Falcons team. But whatever, Beck looks good anyways. We're not going to take him yet. He's not supposed to go until the 3rd to 4th round, but he'll probably be our 2nd round pick. Roman Harper? Wasn't there a safety named Roman Harper? Yeah, for the Saints. That's really weird. Also the same height, apparently. I kind of want to take him just for that. I mean, it would probably be better if he went to the Saints. He doesn't look that good. I mean, he looked all right, but I'm really not sure what I want to do here. Oh my God, this receiver. Brendan Selvey. Somehow only good acceleration, but elite speed. Ran a 4.26 and a 4.24 to his pro day. A deep route, B spec catch, B release, A to C awareness. We really don't need another receiver though, but honestly, we don't have too many needs left. You know what? These drafts have already been super questionable. Let's take another questionable pick. There are honestly a ton of deep threats though. Weathers looks good. Also, he ran a 4.39 and a 4.37 and is going to be faster than Brendan Selvey, who ran a 4.26 and a 4.24. He has elite speed and good acceleration. Weathers has elite speed and elite acceleration. I love this game. But let's take Selvey out of Georgia. 97 speed, only 91 excel though. I don't know what we're going to do with him, but there wasn't really a glaringly obvious starter that we couldn't just take later. So we'll go with a really good looking player instead. But here, let's take Antoine Beck. Of course, a 1st round talent. I wish he was a little younger, but 23 isn't too old, obviously. Really good combine too. Elite strength, good speed, great excel at 6'4", 280. We'll take him here. Hidden dev. I'm kind of surprised he has hidden, honestly. But 90 strength, 81 speed, 85 excel. That's a good pick. He was one of my 3 focus scouted players at the end of the year. And let's take a lineman here. Most of the good ones are definitely gone. Spencer Bolden. That's a player, right? No. Who has a similar name to that? I feel like there's someone with a super similar name in the NFL. I don't know. But I think the lineman we're going to take is Scott Long. He ran a 4.88. Was first for literally almost every single thing at the combine for centers. So let's take him. Oh, of course. Why would a super good athlete be able to develop quickly? Why would he have any upside? He does look like a good player though, so we'll take it. But let's see how we did in the draft. Okay, well, this was a pretty good draft considering, you know, the picks we had. I see the CPU did a couple interesting things, but Brendan Selvey, a 75 isn't quite as good as I thought he would be. I thought he would be like a 77 or 8, but that's still good value. I mean, if Beck was a straight up 1st round talent at a 76, then Selvey also probably was close, maybe 1st to 2nd. So good pick. He has a dev trait. And then Antoine Beck, not even the highest overall player we ended up with, but was the highest overall player I took. Hidden dev, obviously really good speed and strength, 79 power moves, 81 tackle, looks great. Scott Long is definitely disappointing. I thought he'd be like a 75 with maybe even superstar, but he's only a 73 with normal, so that's great. That's good value though still. I don't know what this pick was from the CPU. Evan Skukanek? I don't know what that last name is. He has 78 strength. That's great. But they made up for it with the next pick. Vaughn Bates, a 77 overall hidden dev running back. 99 break tackle? I have legitimately never seen that. I guess I don't take too many good running backs, and usually the CPU takes good ones, but he also only has 84 speed, 81 agility, but 99 break tackle. If you have 99 break tackle, are you tackleable? I guess you are. far, but this dude's crazy. I mean, the last thing we needed was running back, but we'll take a good one. We'll take a good player when we can get one. Really, we only added one starter through this draft, but we have a good roster on paper, and we picked at number 29, so let's get into year 2, and we will see how the team is looking. Wait, one more thing. Where did Roman Harper go? Okay, that definitely would have been a good pick. I thought he was only going to be like a 73 or 4. I don't know. I'm just bad at scouting safeties. That's one of my weaker positions. He went to the Giants, though. He looks pretty good. We'll see what his dev trade is, I guess, if he becomes a super good player. Interesting. But here we are heading into year 2. I'm honestly expecting us to do worse this year. There's always a classic Madden down year. We'll see if that's this year. Hopefully not, but I'm so pessimistic over the last couple days. Or I guess I always am, but especially for the last couple days. We're looking really good, though. We have an 87 overall offense, now up to an 84 overall defense, where, you know, our goal was to make the defense better, and we definitely did that. Not too many additions, but we fixed our 2 biggest problems with Antoine Beck and Khalil Mack. We're also going to get Selvey some playing time. He could have a really good dev trait. We'll see. He's already almost up to a 77 overall. That's kind of why I think that. It did also say he's played 400 snaps in the preseason, so that's probably also part of that, but hopefully he has a good dev trait. And even if he just has star, I mean, so does Keon Coleman. But anyways, let's get to the midseason point, and we will see how this team does. Okay, well, we are 6-1 at the midseason. Much better than I expected. We kind of overperformed last year. Well, we had a good roster last year, but because we did overperform a little bit, I thought we would fall off this year, but no, we are 6-1 at the midseason. I'm curious what our one loss is, because I saw we beat the Buccaneers 28-0 in the first game of the year. We got beat 27-10 by the Jags. And every other game other than our first game of the year has been really close. All one-score games, except the one where we got destroyed. Yeah, we might fall off a little bit, but I said that last year and we didn't, so I don't know. We'll see. No point in predicting, really. We'll just see what happens. We have another breakout DB, though. I wonder if this is also DeMarco Hellams. It could be a corner, though. Chris Abrams Drain. Ooh. We'll see if he can get that. I don't know. But let's see who we have to re-sign this year. I see 26 players. Oh, boy. Nobody's interested. Yeah, why would they be interested in a 6-1 team? I love that. Well, let's try to re-sign Kyle Pitts. I don't know if I want to go very player-friendly. I guess it isn't that expensive, though. I mean, it is for a tight end, but he's also kind of a receiver. We'll offer 6 years, 115 mil, and he doesn't take it. Great. Tyler Algier's the number 2. I don't want to... He's not very expensive, though. Darnell Mooney should still be under contract. I thought it signed him to a 3-year. Okay. Arnold Ebiketie, I'm good. He is cheap, though. Very cheap. Oh, yeah, I guess a 78 overall isn't all that good in, like, regular Madden rosters, but he's also been terrible, so I'm good. Khalil Mack, we'll see how much he regresses by the end of the year, but he should do well, so we might bring him back. Tony Adams' picture is so weird. Why is he, like, his head slightly turned sideways? He's got, like, the dream face reveal pose, kinda. And then even more players back here. Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, Garrett Bowles, Caleb McGarry. I also need to change KIRK's contract. Also, Caden Ellis and Bradley Pinion. So, like, most of our starters are here. Well, not most of them, but you know what I mean. It is a lot of older players, though, so we'll just worry about them at the end of the year after they regress a little bit. But let's get to the end of the season, and we will see what kind of record we finish with. Again, hopefully we don't choke too bad. But here we are at the end of the year, and if you've seen one of these videos before, y'all know why we're here. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video because, again, 3,000 likes, and I will do another free agency themed rebuild. Whatever y'all want to see, let me know down in the comments. It'll probably be a more, I guess, recent move, like one that happens the day this video's coming out, but I don't know, whatever y'all want to see. I'll give you a shout out if you care about that or whatever. Just let me know. And again, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already because there are going to be a ton more rebuilds this off season and forever. And lots of fun ones like this. God, my voice is killing me. But in year number 2, we finished 10-7. We definitely did choke a little bit. Our offense... I love having an 89 offense and an 85 defense and having our defense like significantly outperform our offense. That's cool. So what, we went 4-6 in the second half of the year? It's not exactly 6-1. KIRK was not great this year. Oh, okay, 3,600 yards, almost 37, that's good. 25 touchdowns is pretty good. 70% completion percentage, that's really good. But 15 picks? I don't love that. And you know, if you want my take on the Kirk Cousins deal, I don't really love it, honestly. I'm gonna guess there's some out in it somewhere, just some way for them to get out of it, but 4 years, 180 mil is crazy for Kirk Cousins. His agent is the greatest agent ever. I think I said that in stream when he got signed. Like, the first thing I said is just his agent is crazy. Not that he's bad, but he always somehow gets, like, top level money. I don't know, it's interesting. I would have been fine if he signed, like, a 2-year, $90 million deal or something, and maybe that's just what it ends up being. Maybe he does get cut, but I don't know. 4 years, 180 is kind of crazy for Kirk. But Brian Robinson, 1,600 yards, 5.3 per carry, 10 touchdowns. Tyler Algier was good, but less production overall this year, but higher yards per carry. Interesting. Drake London was our leading receiver this year. 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts, 800 yards, but only 2 touchdowns. Mooney was okay. Selvey didn't do a whole lot, but that's fine. And Caleb McGarry, he's a weird player in this game. He either does super well or super terrible in simulation. He's interesting. But Chris Lindstrom, for like the millionth time, joins the all-castration team, which, if you don't know, is my imaginary list of players that don't allow a sack in a season. Enrique Adams played 230 snaps for some reason as a backup. Okay, I guess a swing tackle, I don't know. That isn't really a thing in this game, but sure. But Caden Ellis, 115 tackles, 113 for Landman. Tackles for loss, a lot, led by 16 from Jarrett. And sacks, 15 for Khalil Mack, which that's really cool. That's great. That's awesome. 4.5 for Grady Jarrett, and 3.5 for Dallas Turner, who last year had 12.5 or 12. He might have even had 12.5. Yeah, he only got better. He's only a much higher overall now with a better dev trait, and he went from 12.5 sacks to 3.5. I love this game. At least someone had production, but interceptions, 2 for AJ Terrell, and then 1 for 4 different players. We'll take it. I mean, that's better than, well, is it better? Yeah, it's 1 better than last year. We're moving up in the world. Our defense has looked like shit the last 2 years. I don't know how it's actually good. That doesn't make any sense. But MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Brandon Ayuk. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets traded. Also, I still haven't moved Saquon Barkley, so he's still on the Giants. We'll get to that. By the next rebuild, most players should be moved. But like I said, I am working on recreating my rosters right now. And I want to have players at the right overall before I move them, just to make it easier for myself. I don't want to spend the time to explain how I'm doing it, but I'll get them done super quick. But Defensive Player of the Year goes to Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack at number 4. It'll also be interesting to see if he gets traded, and Joey Bosa. But Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to John Slauson for the Giants. He looks like an offensive lineman. There was a center or guard named Eric Slauson for the Bears. No, Matt Slauson. And yeah, I guess he was a guard. But Brandon Selvey at number 4, I'm surprised he was that high. He didn't produce that much. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Khalil Baxter. That just sounds like a defensive player name, you know what I mean? That's like a perfect, if you had to come up with a really good defensive player name, especially like a D lineman, I feel like that would be it. I don't know why, but that's like a perfect name. Roman Harper at number 2. Fuck off, dude. Antoine Beck at number 5. What did he do? Is he the one who had 4.5 sacks? No, it was Grady Jarrett. Beck had 3 sacks, but 12 tackles for loss. He was pretty good. Not much of a pass rusher, more of a run defender, despite being a 79 overall power rusher, but only a 72 overall run stopper. Love this game. I need to stop complaining. I just can't. It's like an addiction. But we are going to be taking on, I don't even want to look at the Seahawks right now. I'm so disappointed. I thought with Pete Carroll gone, I don't even want to get into it. I'm sick of them. I've joked a few times about becoming a Falcons fan, because that was right after they signed Kirk Cousins, and while the Seahawks have, I guess they still haven't done anything, but they hadn't even done anything at that point. That was like almost a full day ago. So maybe I will just become a Falcons fan now. I don't know. We'll see. What's their saying? Do they even have a saying? Fucking Falcon up? I don't know. I see a shirt that says, "Roses are red, violets are blue, the Saints suck, and the Buccaneers do too." Oh yeah, and the Panthers. That's like a... If you want a shirt that screams, "I drive a lifted truck," like that's the style of shirt that is. One of those, "don't bother me until I've had my 12 p.m. beer" type of shirt layouts. This has been an interesting rebuild. Let's simulate this game out against the Seahawks. Certainly we won't lose with a better team at home. Who would have guessed? Let's get into the offseason. What is the Falcons saying, though? Like, you know how teams have, like, the bear down and all that kind of shit? I don't know. I've probably heard it like a million times if there is one. The Vikings beat the Chargers 31-9. What a meth head Super Bowl. What is that? Who's the Vikings quarterback? This is gonna be stupid. Who is it? Oh, it's Jaden Daniels. Interesting. They would definitely have to trade up to get him, but that'd be something. Doesn't look like Jaden Daniels. Oh yeah, that's one of the faces I still haven't changed. I just stole my draft classes from somebody else and made them my own. I still need to get a better face for Jaden Daniels. Whatever. I'll do that someday. Maybe. Madden has like a million different faces, but they all either look uncanny or like an alien, or they look 55 years old or older. Like, they have no good faces. There are like 2 that are decent, and I just use them over and over for different players that look even slightly similar. Should we try a new offensive playbook? You know what? I guess we're still running the Arthur Smith offense. This has been a jank rebuild. This has been one of my more questionable ones ever. Let's switch it to the Rams. I mean, I don't know if it'll be good, but that's at least probably what it'll be like. Ooh, this random safety, the CPU pick, Bruce May, has superstar dev. I don't know if there's anything we could do with him. He is 77 man. Nickel corner? He's also 222 pounds, so I don't know about that, but he goes up to a 71. Sure, why not? I could move him back to safety, we'll see, but that's kind of cool. He's not even listed on the depth chart anymore. Okay, we'll see what we do there. This might be the last year of the rebuild. My throat is killing me, but let's see what we can do in free agency. I just kind of glossed over the re-signing period. I didn't want any of those players back. I guess Kyle Pitts was there, but fuck him. Brock Purdy at a 92. Give me a break, dude. I need to make those rosters ASAP. We need tackles, to say the least. Garrett Bowles was actually pretty decent. I guess we can just re-sign him. Zach Tom's at left tackle? Isn't he listed as a right tackle? Did he play left tackle at all this year? I don't know, but he is listed as their right tackle. No, he didn't. It doesn't look like he played a single snap at left tackle. Maybe the game moved him there like the CPU did, but like, I don't know if franchise has the logic to do that. I guess I've seen it before, but it's kind of rare. I don't know. I think we might sign him though. I always get him in franchise, but that's because he's very good in franchise. Actually, I hope he's the same here. He at least was good in my old rosters. We'll see how he does here. Ooh, Ivan Pace. Both of the Vikings linebackers are free agents, Pace and Cashman. Let's go for Blake Cashman. We do kind of need a linebacker, but yeah, these are the players we're going to try to sign. Kyle Pitts, Zach Tom, Blake Cashman, Garrett Bowles, and Grady Jarrett. A bigger free agent class than I expected, a bigger one than I realized when I was, signing players, but all pretty decent needs. Most of them are, I guess most of them are players we're just trying to re-sign, or the other 2 are holes we're trying to fill, I guess, obviously. I don't think we're going to get Kyle Pitts. Let me see if we can not restructure, but we'll go 2 years, 31 mil for Garrett Bowles. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I trust him enough. He's usually pretty terrible in franchise. I feel like last year was kind of an outlier. Deion Dawkins, he's been good the last 2 years, but I don't trust him because of this season. Maybe we should just draft a left tackle. Taylor Moton at right? Ooh, let's do that. We'll keep Zach Tom at left. He's pretty damn expensive though. That's fine. I'd rather have an expensive good tackle than an almost equally expensive, possibly bad tackle. That's my thinking there. Let's see if these players want to sign. And everybody signs except Blake Cashman. That's not what I expected. Oh. Well, we get Zach Tom, we get Taylor Moton, we get Grady Jarrett. We do not get Kyle Pitts. Oh, and I thought there was one more player for some reason. Okay, no, that went exactly how I expected. I guess it just looked like not many because Cashman didn't sign, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's fine. Kyle Pitts goes to the Titans. We do need a tight end, though. That's, I guess, something we can draft. Let's get Isaiah Likely just so we have someone there. And that'll be our main focal point in the draft. So Blake Cashman and Isaiah Likely, do they want to sign? They both do, and we get both of them. Cool. Honestly, we could be fine with just Isaiah Likely at tight end. We didn't really use Kyle Pitts too much. I guess he did have 800 receiving yards this year, though, so we'll see. But this offense is looking amazing. Also, Bates has superstar dev. That was a hell of a pick by the CPU. And let's see, are there any holes I'm forgetting about on defense? We do need a defensive tackle. I kind of forgot about that. I wish I checked. Khalil Mack retired. That can be something we draft too, though. The edge position wasn't that strong looking other than Micah Parsons. And whenever I sign Micah Parsons, he is not worth the money. So that's fine. Let's see if there is a good pass rusher, though. Oh, Khalil. Oh, he was just due for a contract. I'm stupid. Okay, I forgot he was one of our re-signings. I'm out of it today. We'll go 3 years so we can afford it. And he does take it. Okay, cool. Crisis averted. We're good. Let's get to the draft. But in the draft, we pick at number 19. The Colts have the number 1 pick. That's different. That's really different. They're a team that has a lot of potential in real life, so that's weird, but they're probably going to take a QB. I mean, hey, maybe Anthony Richardson doesn't work out in this world, but I don't know. It looks like a good defensive tackle class, but I feel like defensive tackles are never actually as good as they look, to me at least. Neil Henley looks pretty good. Same with Caleb Allen, and all these guys look good, or at least these top 2. I guess Akins is 6'6", 272, so that wouldn't work. Allen Shields and D'Angelo Carter look pretty good. I feel like it's usually better to take a defensive end to move to defensive tackle than it is to take an actual defensive tackle, because they usually do go up when you move them there. I kind of like Allen Shields. This is also a very good-looking safety class. Most of the good ones are gone, but there are still a few first to second round talents later. This is honestly a tough one. It's a deep safety class, but there isn't like a good one, and then our other positions of need, the classes just aren't that good. Gerald Weber actually does look pretty good though, but do I want to take him round 1? DeJoshua Verdon looks pretty good too. This is a tough pick. Ooh, Colby Pickard too. Here's what we're gonna do. The Rams playbook also almost completely ignores tight end, so we're not gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna take a chance on Caleb Allen. I mean, if he sucks, I don't know how much I care. I don't think he will, but I guess he could suck. Pause, I guess. Let's take him. Hidden dev, 90 strength, 79 speed. The main reason I liked him is because he actually has B block shed. I always look for that in defensive tackles now. I think he's pretty good. And now our needs are pretty much gone. We don't really need anything else. I think we'll go with Andrew Baker. He's a first to second round talent safety. He's really slow, but good ratings across the board. Isn't really bad at anything. His zone isn't the best, but it's still fine. Yeah, I guess we'll take him. Normal dev, whatever. He was the best looking safety left. This is gonna be a shit draft class on paper. This is gonna be one of my worst looking drafts ever. But let's go with a tight end. I do like DeJoshua Verdon and Colby Pickard. Verdon is slower though, and Pickard has elite strength. I think we'll go with Pickard, but Verdon has better medium route. I guess that's like the only thing he is better at though. And I guess his pass blocking is better, but who's younger? Verdon's 2 years younger. Who cares? It's a tight end that's not going to get much playing time. I like the speed and strength of Pickard. We'll go Pickard. Hidden dev, 86 speed, 88 excel. Can't wait to see that I made the wrong choice. But let's get to the end of the draft. I'm not expecting too much, but we'll see how we did heading into what is probably the final year. This is going to be like the shortest rebuild I've ever done. Okay, yeah, this wasn't the best draft on paper. Caleb Allen he's only a 75. Probably wasn't even the best one available. It definitely would have been better to take one of those defensive ends. Whatever. Who cares? The Colts got a really good receiver at number 1, though. Ooh, this guard. I didn't even look at guard this year. Actually, I think that defensive tackle was our best option. Gomez was good, but he went at 14. He was already gone. Yeah, Caleb Allen was the best defensive tackle. Other than the guy that went before us. He was the best defensive tackle available, I mean. Maybe one of the defensive ends would have been better, but I don't see him yet. Was Pope one of them? Yeah, he might have been a higher overall. Oh well. He wasn't on paper, so we'll take it. Oh my, what is happening? Okay, everything was flashing for a second, but Baker, not great. But Colby Pickard is very good. 76 overall with hidden dev. He'll be our starting tight end this year. That was a great value pick. I'm guessing the other tight end was much worse because I didn't see him on the board or when we sorted by the best players. No, he wasn't much worse, only 2 overall worse. Does only have normal dev though, so we definitely made the right choice. I also took Peter Banks. He was a projected UDFA, but he looked good and he was actually pretty good. Borderline first round talent. Good player. And then I am not responsible for the rest of these picks. Hillhouse isn't bad though. But let's get into the final year of the rebuild and we will see how the team's looking. If we miss the playoffs, I will not be very happy. But here we are heading into what is probably the final year of the rebuild. Again, very short rebuild, but I want to be able to do another one tomorrow, and I don't want to completely kill my voice. And the team we've made is already good here. Like, there is obviously more we can do to this team, but it's already good. We have an 87 offense and an 85 defense, so we should do well this year. Now, will we is a different question, but we should do well. It wouldn't be great if we did have a terrible final year of the rebuild. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Should I just force win whatever game we're like a higher overall team than the other team? I phrased that horribly, but you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I won't do that, but if we're like awful at the midseason, I might, just so we don't have a shit finish. We'll see. Let's just get straight to the end of year number 3 and we will see how this team does. Okay, well, we did not have to force any wins this year. We finished 14-3. Okay, the Rams playbook was the answer. We finished with with the #1 scoring offense in the league. But Kirk Cousins finished with almost 4,500 yards, 43 touchdowns, only 7 picks. Nice completion percentage. He was very, very good. Wait, also he had this type of season at only a 76 overall. I guess he developed up to a 77, but overall just doesn't matter, of course, as we all know. 1,500 yards for Bijan, 5 per carry, 14 touchdowns. Oh, I forgot how much this Rams offense uses the slot receiver. 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns for Darnell Mooney. Almost 1,000 for Selvey, 9 touchdowns, 800 yards for Drake London, 9 touchdowns. Pickard was even decent. Ooh, Zach Tom was really bad at tackle, but the rest of the line was really good. And Blake Cashman led the team with only 98 tackles. That's a good thing. It means our defense didn't stay out there too long. They got off the field. But tackles for loss, we had a ton. 22 for Beck, 21 for Mack, 16 for Turner, and 16 for Jarrett. And sacks, 8.5 for Mack, 8.5 for Turner. Turner, Chef, definitely should have had more at a, 94, playing up to a 96, but whatever. 7 for Beck. He was very good this year. And interceptions, 5 for AJ Terrell, 2 for Helms, and 2 for Alford. So at least we finished with 9 picks. Still not many, but we've been getting more every year. And MVP, I was hoping Kirk could win it, but it goes to Lamar Jackson. Caleb on the Cardinals at #2, which is who we got Dallas Turner from, which, by the way, they ended up with 2 top 6 picks, and they took Jared Verse and Dallas Turner back to back for whatever reason. But Kirk at #4, I didn't mean to go to Coach of the Year, but it goes to Doug Peterson, Mikey McDingle at #2. Of course, they can't respect him. Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb, Darnell Mooney at #5. I'm surprised he wasn't top 3, but at least he was up there. Kirk at #10. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Dexter Lawrence, no Falcons. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Billy Zimmerman for the Bears, Pickard at #5, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Thad Benedict for the Commanders, which the Commanders have been doing some questionable things in free agency. I did like the Jeremy Chin signing. That's the one I have really liked. And the Eckler signing isn't bad. He is washed, but it was cheap. Anyways, not a Commanders rebuild. I need to stick to the Falcons. But let's see who we are going to be losing to in the divisional. It's going to be the 9-8 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are a better team than us. Well, I guess. We have the better offense. We have the same overall defense as they do offense. We're both an 85, but they have an 89 defense to our 88. So I guess they're better, but also I guess that sparks the discussion, what's more important, offense or defense? It's obviously offense, but I guess technically they are better, slightly. We get some upgrades though. Selvey, Pickard. I still didn't change Selvey's number from 26. That's bad vibes. Ooh, Bruce May gets an upgrade. He's the superstar safety that we moved to corner, now up to a 74. Doesn't really play, but I guess he's good depth. Do we have a playoff rival scenario? No. Well, we were better at everything than the Buccaneers this year. They had less giveaways on offense, but that's about it. They also allowed less points per game, but we pretty significantly outscored them on offense. I just can't speak today. I'm giving up. Let's simulate this game out, and let's probably lose. Why would we win with a 14-3 team while we're at home? But this has been a fun rebuild. This is a very, very good team. Bijan is up to a 99 overall, by the way. Still no X factor, but I'm sure he would get it this offseason. But again, 88 overall offense, 85 defense. This is a pretty damn good roster. And did we make the playoffs every year? This was pretty successful despite not making a Super Bowl, but there isn't much I can really do about that. That's just a simulation moment. But yeah, very good roster. I hate to cut it short, but again, I got a lot of these to get through. So again, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, and let me know what team I should rebuild next down in the comments, because I'll give you a shout out again if you care about that, but still let me know either way if there's something you want to see me do. But with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.